a male sports fan. You have to remember this. I'm a woman. I'm evolved. So like,
which I didn't realize Ticketmaster, if you want to make money off the ticket, you have to mark it up above the ticket. Yeah, to get the money back.
So much, yeah.
And
the tickets game is really. I mean, I'm glad they got sued.
Yeah, they should. Earlier this year, I think, or was it last year? They didn't even send out an email that people's account info got stolen. And I checked his account and like thousands of dollars were missing from Ticketmaster. And it got it back, but it was like Ticketmaster didn't say anything.
Oh, really?
It's like they took the money and then they were like, okay, we're going to give it back. So anyways, I put the ticket up on Ticketmaster, so I'm like, great, I'll resell it, get the money back. And they're like, yeah, you're not going to get the money back till after this event happens. So I was like, well, I can't wait to get $400 in mid-October back. And I was just like,
insane.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I should just kept the layaway, resold it. Or I might try to, I feel like it's too early to ask friends or something if they want the ticket, but it's fucking annoying. It's so fucking annoying. Do you resell baseball tickets ever? Or had you been in that game?
Are we recording?
We are, but we'll get to the intro part.
Well,
Ticketmaster doesn't watch this.
Then I don't ever resell them.
If you are an upstanding citizen, you are.
It's not about that. You're not supposed to. So I can't. So I don't. And I never would.
On the record.
I would never break a rule.
Yes. In case the cops are watching, this is Down Bad, the podcast where we celebrate.
No, in case the Dodgers membership program is watching, I have never resold anything. I would never disrespect the organization that way.
You said fuck the Cubs, but Toddy, I got your back.
Police. Yeah. What we do care about is
maybe getting season tickets next year.
Welcome to Down Bad, a podcast about the good, the ugly, and the down bad of life. This is the podcast for the loverboys, the crashout cuties, and the hoes on the path of healing. What up, hoes? It's your boy, Chris Mejia.
And I'm Quincy Yeoman, and today we have a guest. You already heard from her. Phenomenal comedian, Dodgers super fan, so talented, so funny. It's Lisa Chanoux.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh my gosh, not applause.
I'm scared.
Yeah, we don't need a soundboard. We do the real thing.
Wow. Yeah, all organic sounds. Oh my gosh, welcome. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you were one of our actually first people we were like, we have to have as a guest.
Yes.
Oh my God, I can't. Seriously?
Really?
I will start crying right now. You call me in a weird emotional time.
It's game day. It brings out the emotions. It's fair. It's actually speaking of your sports affiliation, I just want to bring up a quick story of, we've talked about this before, where you posted on Threads something about the Eagles.
You posted something about Eagles fans.
Oh, that's what it was. I posted about Eagles fans. And you replied to something. I forget. You replied to it, but I forget what you said.
I think it was something along the lines about female Eagles fans and crashing out or something like that. And I was like, we're sensitive or something, which is so not
right.
When we're thinking Eagles football, but I was talking about the Eagles, the band.
I thought, I was like, oh my God, I didn't know Lisa was a fellow Birds fan. And little did you know that you were like, yeah, the band, the Eagles. What else would the Eagles be?
I was also like, why is he coming for female Eagles fans like this? We're just trying to have our Hotel California, drive down the Pacific Coast Highway, enjoy our weekend.
I think I replied "Go Birds" and you liked it, and I just, now knowing that we weren't on the same page, you were probably sure. I've never heard anyone refer to the band as Birds.
That's so funny.
And I was so confused. I was like, but how are you a Dodgers fan, but then also an Eagles fan? And it's okay, but whatever. And then I confronted you about it and realized I was not on the same page.
Don't you love when that happens? Just two people miscommunicating.
I think the most beautiful thing about fandom is a lot of these things you don't have to be like ask to join, or you could just like put on the shirt and be like,
Right.
I'm part of it. Like you don't have to. And so I think like specifically with music and stuff, like people do kind of, I think, question you and go like, do you know the songs? Do you know the guys or whatever?
Right.
But it's like, you could just say you're a fan of anything and everyone will be like, yeah. Like, it's kind of nice.
Well, if we're being real, it's more specifically whenever dudes see someone who's not a dude claim to be a fan of something, there's always a test to have to validate the fandom. Because I don't feel like, as a dude, I don't feel like anyone questions my fandom. And if they do, it's more of questioning the connection rather than the actual fandom itself, if that makes sense.
No, that's so real. I actually had a horrific moment once of, I think they were on an early, you know when some people are on an early date, it seems like they're in that getting to know you.
Yeah.
Me and Isaac are standing behind them at a taco truck, and this man is convincing this woman that women had nothing to do with the development of punk music. And it was
Listen, I don't know anything about punk history, and even I know that's wrong.
To be wrong.
It was it was like so hard to watch, and Isaac is a like music head, and he's also kind of a quiet guy, or is usually very stoic, and he just starts pacing around. I was like, you have to. I was like, if you want to correct this man, say something. She is about to sleep with him. Like she's been gaslighted. She's going to sleep with him. I'm like, say something. And he was just like, oh no women have been influential in punk whatsoever. And like going off. He had one earring in, of course, dangly, like 3 nails painted. I was like, he looked like he was wearing like a band shirt from Hot Topic. Vibe. Sad. And he was just buying her tacos, and I was like, good luck, girl.
That's so true. She was going to sleep with him.
Yeah, she was. Because she was trying to play. You could tell she had the knowledge, but you know when someone's like, oh, like, I'm like, there's no way he's dicking you down that good.
It's so funny to say women aren't influential while you have like your nails painted. Truly.
It's sending 2 different messages, bro. 100%.
With a dangly earring.
Yeah, he's like, women in punk, who heard of them?
Yeah, he literally looks like one. Oh my God.
Yeah, women haven't done anything to contribute to life in general. Anyways, can I borrow your makeup remover?
Exactly. So I know Chris identifies with this. I wonder if you do. Does sports fandom feel like a mental health illness?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. And I think for a lot of it, I think there is, it's definitely for me, and I think I speak for all men in this too, because I think there's so many places where we're not allowed to get happy or sad or, you know, get mad within a container. And I think sports kind of allows you that, where you're allowed to like scream something or be mad at someone or boo or all of these things that are just like not acceptable. And men don't have spaces to like express emotion.
That's
right?
actually such a good point.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's definitely that, because it has happened to me like alongside trauma. I've started getting into baseball. So it's one of those things where I go like, oh, I'm definitely using this to like
as my release.
Yeah, like supplement actually feeling stuff in real life and having to like go through the process and feel, you know,
that's
do
real.
therapy and be a person.
It's sports fandom is. Now I feel weird saying this, because that's actually, I can't believe that blew my mind. That's actually so true. If men don't have spaces to be emotional, so sports is like because that's literally a meme of like, I've never seen my dad cry until yada 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 won the championship or whatever.
This is a true ally.
That's what men need. Men need.
I do love men so much. It's so sad and pathetic.
But it is, because it's like, ultimately, I remember I heard one person say this, and it's stuck in my mind ever since, where it's like being mad at sports is essentially being mad at a color scheme. Like that's essentially all that it is. It's just color schemes competing against each other. And but at the same time, it's like, I will, like right now, my Sixers suck. I'm not really into hockey, but like the Flyers are looking like they're going to get swept. The Phillies are dog shit right now. And all I can think of is I have to have the will to live, because the Eagles might be good this year. And it's sad that my motivation to be happy in life is a bunch of millionaires who I have no control over and can't contribute in any way, shape, or form might do something good. They might be good at their jobs.
Well, they're putting their life on the line.
That's true.
Thank you for your service.
They're putting women's life on the line. Let's be real. When we're talking about football,
there are some ripple effects. People are catching strays for sure.
I do also think, it's seasonal and postseason baseball is like the worst time to get a hold of me because I'm so just like, what am I gonna do? And like life, there's nothing. This means nothing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like you have another season coming like very soon. Like baseball is a very long game,
right?
Yeah.
Like so, but I think football is hard too because, they don't play as regularly. Like I can watch it almost every day for months.
Yeah.
And I think like football, it's like all kind of jam packed into one thing. And then, I imagine, I'm not like a big football fan, but I'm sure like guys are getting hurt more regularly.
Yeah.
It seems like that kind of sport. And so things could just get taken from you. That feels like it's really hard. But I do think there's something with the color scheme thing about there's a randomness, like you've been assigned kind of these players or whatever, and I wish we had a little bit more of that in life. I think there's so many things from baseball specifically that I wish we could like take into our lives and have rules this way, but I do think like even like thinking about like the comedy scene, if you had like a group that you had to root for, which we do to some degree, comics from your same scene that you moved from,
right?
Or people that
or people who came up together, kind of thing.
Rock
Yeah,
with, like the female and the Middle Eastern people, like those are my people. But it's like if they were randomly assigned, think about how much easier things would be, and like the way you would show up for people's shows and stuff if you were like on a team together. And I'm not talking about improv or like something like that. But it's like if somebody else, winning actually really helped you, made you feel good, you would be like wanting to go support them all the time. And so I think, I produce a show with a group of other comics, and I think that's really helped me in some ways too, to think of us as like a team where it's like if this person gets something, like it's good for all of us. It's good for the show. So like
that's so real.
Yeah, I think like we should have more like partnership and
camaraderie
in everything in life.
Yeah.
There is I saw a thread about it that I actually kind of wish I saved, where it was like it was talking about with stand up, but this applies to life in general, of like, if you want to succeed at it, you have to like grow as a person, where you learn to not let jealousy prevent you from being happy for others. Where it's very much where it's just like what you're saying, where it's like when someone gets something, it like when I was early on, and I mean, I still struggle with like comparison being the thief of joy, but when I was younger in comedy, I struggled with it much more, where it was very much like if someone got something, instantly like being down on myself, not like mad at them, but more down on myself. And then I still do. I still do. I saw Quincy side-eyeing me.
No,
like,
it wasn't side-eye. See, it's still alive in him. I was embracing your vulnerability in that moment. I have no text, anything to prove that Chris has ever felt down about anything. So,
but that's a real thing where it's like like we should, as a community, I feel like with Funny as Fuck on Netflix, this is the first time where I've seen the community have that camaraderie towards like being happy for the people who have like gone to move on and stuff like that. But that's so true, where it's like there is like in sports a camaraderie that doesn't really exist elsewhere, because elsewhere, especially in the comedy community, it's almost like this me versus everybody mentality that exists.
I also think with stand-up, like people believe this fallacy that you can like think your way out of stuff, or that being depressed is like okay for the art form, or that having mental illness is like helpful to your creative process, and all of this stuff is not true. And I think with professional athletes, like they've gotten to a point, and they're like 25 or whatever, but they've gotten to a point where it's like you have to sacrifice, you have to give up, you have to like eat only certain foods, you have to like do these extreme workouts. You have
Right.
to, you know, I mean, there are different guys that do yoga and ones that do, you know, just all different kinds of stuff. I mean, obviously there's a guy on the Dodgers that like lost a bunch of weight this year and he's playing really well. And I like watched an interview where they go like, they asked him like the woman question, which is like, how did you lose all of this weight? And what foods do you miss eating the most? And I'm like, thank you, God, for making a man answer this question for once.
Yeah.
And he's like, bread. And it's like the saddest thing to me, but I'm like, this is amazing that this man has to like sacrifice this thing. But we also do too. We also have to be at our best. And I'm not saying like comics need to give up bread, but if that's your like thing and it makes you unhealthy and you eat it and you're like, not, you know, not. It's not good for you. Like, you have to cut stuff out of your life. I feel like bread isn't probably the best example, but alcohol for sure with comedy and drugs and stuff like that. You just see it happen where you go, this person thinks it's making them better.
Or it's like you watch them
is.
slowly going to the crash out phase. You're like, you're still using and doing shit like this. You might be getting the success now, but it's catching up. It's catching up.
Just the excuse of like, I'm in my villain era. I'm this, whatever. It's this is not. We're not doing this. Like, you need to be. If you really want to do this thing at a high level, you need to be at your best.
Yeah. I think athletes. It's interesting because that growth mindset is so much a part of what you have to do for the career. And I get that you've also probably been trained to do this your whole life, and it's funny because I think artists and athletes do, if in the successful sense, when you get to be successful, that mindset is prominent in both artists and athletes who are successful. But it's hard to watch people, I don't know, everybody, I think the therapy language in general has made people be like, well, I know what my problems are. Done. And then it's like, but there's actually no accountability in that. Where if you're an athlete, you're the microscope you're under, it changes. It changes.
Or using that excuse of, well, I'm doing the best with the tools that I have, and it's like you're not doing anything with the tools that you have.
But I don't know how. I know for me personally, when I started comedy, I love it. I love being an artist in general. But I definitely had a moment very early on where I was like, oh, wherever I go, there I am. If I don't get my shit, like, I might get everything, and if I'm still in this mental space, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And not saying it happens overnight by any means, but at some point you gotta be like, what the fuck? And maybe that's age and all that stuff coming into play too, but I'm like, I don't know. I just think you can't. And watching people in that same cycle over and over and over and over again is becomes very hard to see.
I think there are so many good comedians that are like comedy ready for so many opportunities that aren't like spiritually ready for those opportunities. And I you know, I'm sure there is truth to that for myself too. I'm not just like pointing fingers, but I know when I was like, you know, pre-COVID and I feel like I was still like a newer comic, and I was like so worried about my weight all the time on stage and being like fat in front of people and all of this stuff. And it's like, what are you gonna go on late night and be like mad that you're fat the whole day? Like, you're not ready for that. You're not ready for people to actually attack you in internet comments about the things you're sensitive about. You're not ready for people to like dig into your life and find that you've cheated on your partner or, you know, done something I mean, we see it all the time, icky with younger women or all of these other things. And so I think there are these like moments and opportunities that come up where we self-sabotage too, because we know we aren't ready for what comes along with it. And like, you know, I see people where I go, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be going on this thing because it's not going to work out for you. This opportunity, whatever it is, whether it's, you know, a special, a late night thing, a funny AF moment, whatever it is, it's like, hey, you should be glad they didn't pick you. Like, people are gonna find out who you are. That's horrible.
Yeah, because it's especially with like for the people who on Funny AF who didn't have good sets, and just like seeing how the internet talks about them, and it's like, I remember when that moment happened, I was like, oh, I'm glad I was like never even within the same hemisphere of being considered for this, because I couldn't imagine that happening, having a set like that. And then like,
who are you talking about? I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to.
Where they showed a joke or whatever,
and then a comment from Kevin.
Totally. Like, it doesn't have to be the you know the things.
Because that happened a lot where like people had like their clip looked good,
Yeah.
But then it cuts to like Kevin and whoever the celebrity judge is being like, "Oh, I didn't like
This
that
wasn't a strong
good.
enough
Yeah,
set,"
this
or
wasn't good
You're
enough."
being seen on a massive
Right.
I mean, artistry and general comedy, etc. It's like you're putting yourself out there to be seen, and I think a lot of people think their worst fear is to remain unseen, but the reality is your biggest fear is to be seen.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. I think more people, if they actually thought about it, you're more scared of being fully seen than unseen.
That's
Definitely.
That's why, like, honestly, sports is kind of crazy because it's the pressure to perform on that level. I feel like is unique. I mean, the same thing is with stand up. You'll be in a high, moment and need to perform.
Yeah.
But it's like, especially when it's like playoffs, when it's a championship, and it's like you've waited your whole life for this moment, and then the lights being too bright is like, it does take almost like this.
A psychopath.
You have to be a psychopath.
We all
to, like,
saw The Last Dance. I was like, Michael Jordan, holy shit. I mean, I didn't know much about his personality. And I was like,
Right.
oh, this makes sense.
Yes.
That it's just like
to be the winner on that level, you have to be a psychopath.
Yeah. The amount of blinders and dedication and that one track
Right.
is so insane.
I mean, they're also, especially, I don't know about other sports, but like with baseball, there's a lot of weird, superstition and spirituality that goes along with it. And I think there's this conversation that comes up. I listen to a lot of baseball podcasts. I like watch this stuff. I am obsessed with like the inner workings of like the guys, how the team works, what they eat, all of this stuff. But I think like there is a thing that they talk about that's the game, and they talk about it like people talk about New York and Sex in the City. Like it's a character that is part of the thing, and it's like the game rewards you for this type of behavior, or the game takes things from you or whatever. And it's like it's so interesting because I'm like, these guys don't seem spiritual at all in any other way. I'm like, you're just like,
So do you feel like you identify with that mindset then?
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that but I feel like life is that way.
I
where
agree.
I go, things are not always fair. Sometimes things are predetermined. You don't, and that doesn't, I'm not talking about that in like a fate way. But sometimes you go to an audition where somebody's already been picked.
Yeah.
Right.
They already know who they want.
And exactly.
So it's kind of like the auditions for show almost. Yeah.
And that's okay too. It's good experience and all of that kind of stuff. And that doesn't mean that you're not, eligible for a wild card spot of some sort or whatever. But sometimes your chances aren't what you're told they are.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's where that fortress mentality has to come into play. And I agree. Every time I hear athletes talk or I read something, watch something, I'm like, oh, I fucking get it. You know, every single Untold I've watched on Netflix. I mean, minus Lamar Odom. He's fucking
Lamar. My girlfriend was watching the Lamar Odom one, and I was like playing video games on a handheld and like half paying attention. But the little bit that I caught was like, oh, he's
a gold digger. Straight up. And I love that for men. More men should be gold diggers. Fine.
That's true. That's true. Advocating for equality, right?
Yeah, him, Travis Kelce, do what you got to do, baby.
I think all men are gold diggers.
Oh, I do too. I think a lot.
All men are always like trying to get you to pay for stuff and do stuff. I don't know what men y'all have been around. But I'm around a lot of stand-up comedians, and I've dated a lot of them, and I feel like all men are kind of just waiting for a woman to take care of everything.
That's so funny because literally last night my girl and I, we went out for dinner, and I was like, here, I'll buy food if you buy drinks.
And here we are, folks. Which camera?
But to me, that's called a partnership.
That's fair.
I don't know. I think I've been with too many men who derive all of their power from their bank account. So, which I'm happy for me for that.
Right.
That's where I lay back and I'm like, you get this. You're so strong.
I love your muscle. That muscle being the wallet.
That's so heavy. That's so real. I was gonna ask you one other thing about. I feel like I'm a terrible sports fan. One, I'm one of the Dodgers newest fans, minus children who were born this year, because I love it. It was just. This is why I'm a terrible sports fan. One, if I'm at the arena where it's the home team, I'm automatically with everybody who's home team. Like I went to a Seahawks Rams game, and I was like, Rams house immediately, even though I just moved here from Seattle. And I was like, because I want to be swept away with everybody.
Yeah.
But then I will say, when I went to that first Dodgers game, it was like an incredible experience. But I was like, being behind a money team is really fun. When people can afford to be good,
right?
It's
when you have all of the money in the world.
It's a great experience.
They're also like planning to be in the playoffs. They like aren't.
Yeah.
There is no if about it. We're like, this
Right.
is what we're gunning for, and I love that mentality. It does come alongside you have to have the money and the the roster to do it. I also think like Dodger Stadium, everything's expensive. I get it. I just recently went to Oracle Park, and not like this is where I lose all the Dodger fans, but like I'm not a male sports fan. You have to remember this. I'm a woman. I'm evolved. So like I'm not there to go like be mean to the Giants fans.
Yeah.
I'm not here to like I'm like it's okay to just appreciate that they like their team too and their stadium. I'm not like cheering for them by any means, but their whole chant is beat LA. They say it when we're not there. I think it's so sad for them.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, they're just like
the empathy in that.
yelling it in my face at bars because I'm wearing a hat, and I'm like, okay. And they're like, I said beat LA, and I'm like, I heard you.
I didn't know the hate between the two.
Say.
It runs that deep where if you wear Dodger stuff in San Francisco, you get yelled at.
Oh yeah, it's the oldest rivalry in baseball.
Wow.
It's from New York times, so it's like we've moved across the country together,
and they still hate.
It's just a thing, and it's fine because I also feel like I'm like, we are the money team. What am I gonna say back? Like, I feel bad for you.
Right, this is all you have.
I don't think they've gone to playoffs in a decade. What am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
It's like when someone tries, like in a Mean Girls kind of moment, someone tries to make fun of the popular girls, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're so poor."
Yeah,
That's so.
It's like I don't even think about you moment. Yeah. I don't.
And I also think San Francisco in general, I'm like, we like you guys.
Right.
I don't know why you hate on us so hard.
Right.
But I think LA on the macro level too is that place everybody wants to hate on LA.
For sure.
So then you add in Dodgers,
Right.
anything else.
Because
It's
even
like-
though everyone wants to also hate on New York, people are more willing to love New York than they are LA.
For sure.
Yes.
I think New York, people view as like a melting pot, a city where anyone can, make it or fit in or find their people or whatever, which is absolutely not true.
Right.
You have to have so much money to live in New York right now in 2026. I mean, hopefully that changes given like the Mamdani stuff, but who knows, right?
Right.
But I think LA is a place that people traditionally came to hide a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think, I think of celebrities with, drug addictions and stuff coming here to like go to Betty Ford and not be seen and all this stuff.
Right.
And people think it's like a place of visibility, which I think, of course, there's an industry for that here. But for the most part, LA is about the places you're not allowed into.
Right.
Places you can't see. The shows where they make you put your phone in the little pouch. Like all of that kind of stuff is very much here. And so I think there is less of this. There are real people here too. This is a melting pot. There are people of all types, all ages. People always ask, my mom is always like, are there old people? I'm like, of course there are.
Yeah.
There are doctors and teachers and lawyers and people who do regular work or whatever you want to call it. But it's like, I think this isn't a place where we're like actually seeing what's happening. This is a place where we put up a pretty picture and go, isn't this nice? This is what it's like.
Yeah, it's like them adding the bike lanes now because the Olympics and the World Cup are coming at Griffith. I'm like, this should still be a lane for cars. I'm like, why? What are we doing? There's
It's like
three
putting
people
lipstick on a pig. It's just like
Exactly.
you're not changing anything with this.
But it looks like people might bike in a bike lane, and that's what we're all about.
I've already seen so many cars using it, myself included one time. Sorry, I was like, well, I have to pass this person. But I do want to talk about your down bad. Since
Yes.
we're already on the sports topic. You brought one forth today.
Yeah.
And
It's the Dodgers. I mean, truly, it's the Dodgers. And I think if you look, there's a really funny comedian named Steven Marino, and he has a really good joke about, how could you be a Dodger? He's a Latino, but how could he be a Dodgers fan with like all the ice stuff? How could he be a Dodgers fan with all the money stuff? And his joke is like, it's easy, I'm a hypocrite, which I think is so funny and like so real.
I love that.
And I just think like they absolutely disgust me so much. I'm like, there are certain players who are like absolutely homophobic, like horrible, have horrible, there's one who's like a QAnon person. There's just a bunch of them where I go like, I can't stop loving these guys no matter what they do. Yeah. Like I'm sick.
You gotta separate the sports from the player.
That's so real. Cause like, so for example, for the longest time, even though it seems like he's going to get traded, AJ Brown, he's been like one of the best wide receivers for the Eagles. And there's a video where they're asking all of the different players, like those social media videos where they try to show how quirky the players are, which I actually genuinely love though, because it makes them more human, in my personal opinion. But they ask AJ Brown something about the moon, or like, what's your favorite conspiracy? Something like that. And AJ Brown basically in his response, you realize he might be a flat earther. And all of the comments were just like, we're just gonna ignore it. Don't ask AJ any more questions.
We have Blake Trinan, and he's like QAnon. Everyone calls him Blake Q because he's truly, he comes out to Christian rock. He like does this before he pitches.
Wow.
It's like I'm like, dude, you are so cringe. You are the worst. Like I can't. And I go to all these games. I went to women's night. My favorite night. Also, we have to. Not women and non-binaries night.
I got my Dodger team. I'm ready.
But I want to like have a group next year because some of, a lot of the women are casual fans and that's okay. Yeah. But like he's cute-ish. Yeah. And women's night, the wives pick their songs and stuff too. So he comes out to like, God, what song was it? The Warrior, Patti Smith. And all the women are just like screaming for him, and I'm like, oh, no, girlies, no,
you don't want to do that.
Not him, okay?
No, I will say when I went to the few Dodgers game last year, I was like, wait, who?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that part gets me every time.
It is a very, because like I luck out where most of the Eagles players are not, to our knowledge, bad people. To our knowledge, if they're probably doing bad stuff, we just don't know about it. And but there's a couple players who, especially on like the offensive line and the defensive line, they look like those country white boys where you're just like, oh, you were happy about that White House visit. Like you were excited about doing that. But also at the same time in football, you want your offensive line to either be disenfranchised, like people who were disenfranchised in like low income neighborhoods, or the most Republican white boys. Like if you want a good line, that is what your line needs to be. It needs to be two people who are on opposite sides of the political spectrum. Like that's very much. But I am one of those where I'm like, they're not opening their mouth about their political affiliations, and we can all. I'm just gonna ignore it.
Sometimes I like a player more whenever I find out about them. Like Aaron Rodgers and his weird, like, I'm going to go sit in the dark for a few days. All of this stuff. I was like, is that my boy? I was like, could we really kick it? Like me and Aaron Rodgers? Because he was like, I locked myself in the darkness. I was like, I get that. I was like, I truly get that.
He's problematic.
He's problematic,
okay.
I think.
Yeah.
I was like, is he problematic? Are we giving? But that's how quick
They asked him if he was vaccinated, and he said he was immunized.
Well, that also, I will. Okay. This is gonna sound. He has enough healthcare behind him, and he also. There's a very specific group that is more contagious than others. So he wasn't. I do think he should have gotten vaccinated. I'm not, but I will say he's.
I'm getting warm.
I know. I'm sorry. I was there 10 days with him, under 6 feet. Nevertheless,
let's hear him out.
That's literally how I felt when I found out about his spiritual practices. I was like, well, I love the rumor that Jimmy Butler's a werewolf. I'm like, oh, that's fucking tight. So this is how I become a fan.
No, I think they are. They do have weird,
I like the lore.
Of course. I mean, Kike Hernandez is one, I think, on Dodgers that has like a story. And also, the Dodgers has a lot of good boys too. Like a lot of really where you go like this person has like a charity and a foundation.
Oh, nice.
And some of them, I mean,
Ohtani doesn't have a gambling problem.
He doesn't. I'll say that.
It was his translator. And
Yeah, it was.
I do
100%.
think, like,
I agree.
They are just like they know it's LA. They know they're visible. They're like media trained.
Yeah.
And I think you see them come in and you go like, oh, this guy's like kind of like, there's one guy where I was like kind of the ugliest guy on the team, and like this year he has like style,
right?
And he's starting to like do his skincare, and I'm like, okay, you're getting it. You're gonna stay on the team.
That's so funny that you could be, because to make, especially the MLB, to make it in the MLB, in my personal opinion, is one of the hardest sports leagues to break into, because like just their farming system is so like you could be one of the best players, but you just end up being in the minor leagues like your entire career. So to make it into the MLB is so hard. And then on top of that, to be on the Dodgers, so you're like the best of the best of the best.
Yeah.
And you've reached that point of pure peak athleticism and skill and talent.
And you're like, I should buy some CeraVe. I think it's time for me to buy some CeraVe.
Some dumb bitch on a podcast being like, he's ugly.
That's like, that is so funny. Even at that level, they're like, they think I'm ugly.
But they do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I want to be pretty too.
But like Kike knows the female audience. He knows, he goes out and he stretches. He puts his butt to the crowd and stretches. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And it's like some of these guys just know. And he also is like the funny guy on the team. And he's very attractive. But like, he's one with lore. Like when he was in the minors, one of the coaches racistly thought that he couldn't speak English. And so he made a teammate translate for him for months. Like just made,
That's so funny.
Speaks perfect English, and he just like made this guy, and the guy was like, "Dude, you have to tell him at some point. Like, I can't keep like pretending to translate for you or whatever." And they like got in trouble one game. I don't remember, obviously what happened, but they're getting like yelled at in the locker room, and he just like goes, he like raises his hand after they're getting screamed at, and the coach is like, "What?" And he's like, I've spoken English the whole time. And everybody laughs and it like diffuses the moment or whatever. But you have these guys where you go, you are so charming. You're so endearing. Yeah. No one could say no to you. Of course you're amazing.
Yeah.
I also think with the whole athlete mindset too, it's like if that's what you're trained, there's a lack of awareness around other things in life. So it's like you do get to that point, then you're suddenly like, oh, I have to dress better. But it's like, well, I spent my whole life training how to be a good baseball player. I wasn't thinking about how I had to look because it was just about scoring, making, whatever.
Well, because it's
home
funny
runs.
that exists in MLB because it's so prevalent in NFL and especially the NBA, where the walk-in to the stadium is it is just a bunch of grown men being like, this is my fashion moment.
We have that in MLB too.
Oh, really?
Sure. Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't realize, because I don't know about NFL guys, but baseball guys are like shopaholics too, especially because they're visiting all these cities and they're like, what do I do during the day in fucking Ohio?
Right.
Like, I'm going to go to this Rolex store or whatever.
Right.
And so a lot of the guys are like bag guys where you go like, oh, like I think Yoshi's like a purse guy. Like he like loves bags. And you can tell a lot of them have like really nice like, gear and stuff. And you're like, oh, okay, cool, Mr. Louis Vuitton.
Yes. Well, I think Russell Westbrook was really big into bringing that fashion aspect into the NBA.
Westbrook was a big known for like just having all of these fits that are insane.
He like
Cam
stepped out.
Newton
The fake, he started the whole fake glasses.
Really?
Russell Westbrook did, yeah. I was a fan. I was like, whoa, the fashion. I also just think that's awesome that they opened it up because men's fashion has been so limited for so long. Still is in some ways, but I feel like athletes starting to do that.
Men's fashion is either the most basic, and I say this as someone who's wearing a basic t-shirt, but
it's not basic though. I can see it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice, but
good
it
weight,
is
good texture.
Men's fashion is basically graphic tee or the most outrageous thing you've ever seen, and there's no in between. It's like graphic tee or button up that's like a solid color or stripes, or it's like you look like Robin Hood. Like those are the two. Unfortunately, for men's fashion, I want men's fashion to be more like.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this publicly. I think I've never said it, but graphic tees are for women, and you guys need to stop.
Damn! Wow!
Don't take that away from us.
You pray tell.
I just think you guys don't look good in them. I don't know. You can. I think that's a very casual look, and to get away with that, you do have to have like something going on. And I feel like at least
you have to have breasts under it.
I just think at least a woman will have like a nice trouser or a skirt or something where we are elevating this, and it looks like a choice. Men wear it as though it has been on the ground in a pile, and it's the only thing that was available, and they honestly don't even really like it that much. If you ask it, it's just a thing I got at a concert. I don't really even know why. And it's like, you picked it. Be nice to it. Make it look nice.
Yeah. Wow, I haven't snapped so much in an episode. You've had me. I think that was my third snap. Damn.
It is. There are fashion items that I feel like were quote unquote initially like tailored for men, but women make better. A perfect example is the baseball cap. I think a girl in a baseball cap is so cute.
Hold on, let me get my Hold on. Wait, can we take that again one more time? Please hold on. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
So how did you end up down bad for the Dodgers? Because you're somewhat a new-ish fan.
I would say my brother played baseball when I was younger, and I really hated it. I never wanted to go. It was very boring to me. And I think also it was a place where I wasn't getting attention, and that's really hard for me. And obviously you guys know that. But I guess I should say this publicly. I live close to Dodger Stadium. And
that could mean a lot of things.
Yeah. Nearby.
LA's huge.
So, and I've lived there about 10 years. When we moved to the neighborhood, my husband and I would go like once a year, twice a year, oftentimes with like other comedians or, things like this. And we just started going. And then around 2017, which was like the year we got robbed, I started like knowing some of the players more. And then it was like World Series, and then I got my heart broken and was like, I'll never fucking.
Rite of passage.
They cheated. I'll never fucking. I hate sports. And I guess like probably around the time
who do they play in the
Astros?
Okay, that's who when you said cheated, that's who I immediately assumed.
Trash can banging. Yeah. I don't know if they were tipping pitches or doing something along those lines with, they were banging on trash cans to like let them know what pitch was coming. I don't remember how they were doing it. They might have had video. I don't remember what it was.
That's fucking cool as hell.
Now you're an Astros fan?
That's crazy. I love when people just,
I love how your sports fandom is just,
the more chaotic whatever's happening behind the scenes, I'm like, yes. Yeah, totally.
During COVID, I was working at a bar, and so games would be on a lot for that. And I know we won that year. It didn't feel that special to me at that point because I was still like, having to serve these people after games, and it's like, this is the worst. This is the worst sports fan is the one that walks into your bar after a game, no matter whether they've won or lost.
Yeah.
At least if they lose, they're quiet.
Yeah. Maybe they might.
Right.
They might start something. But yeah, I guess maybe like 2022-ish, I started going more regularly. And then 2023 maybe was like the first year I started going by myself. I feel like once you're going by yourself, you've got the illness.
Yeah.
And then I also feel like at some point in there, I just like started watching defense more. The pitching versus the batting. And I think like,
you have a great joke about that.
Yeah, anyone can get really excited about point scoring, but I think when you're talking about technique and skill and these like psycho behavior things where you go, I know this person doesn't like to be spoken to before his, and it's like, and they all have their little things where I go, this one, he drinks a Red Bull right before he comes out. What a psycho. I can't wait to watch it.
Right.
Pitching is also a place where, again, we have the emotional container where men are allowed to show emotion in certain ways, and some do, and some, like Yoshi, I don't think I'm wearing Yoshi jersey, like, he's very, like, doesn't show anything until the pitching's done.
Right.
And then you'll see maybe, like, a scream, a thing, like, a disappointed face. But it's not like, Vesia or someone like that who is outward and, like these things where they
Jalen Hurts is the
showing
same.
more.
He's the same way. He's just a stone cold, and like the little emotion that he'll show. Like I remember when they won the Super Bowl, and he finally like got a little choked up, but he didn't like full on cry, but he got a little choked up. I started bawling.
For sure, because you can see. I think when you're watching that closely, you can see that it means something to someone.
Yeah.
And then I go like, there are guys on our team who people like hate because they suck, and I'm like, but he's so sad. You can't be mad at him. Look, he's not happy he didn't do well.
Yeah.
Nobody likes it, but look at he feels worse than we do.
Right.
And everyone's like, this girl should get her out of here.
You're evolved. This is the woman sports fan.
Yeah, and so I think that in the last few years has just been a little bit more something. And I go with my husband, and we go and, we have to manage expectations a lot of times when we go in big groups because that's a different vibe. And, people invite you to stuff because they know you like it. And you figure out, like, I don't really like watching sports with you, huh?
Yeah.
But, it's fun, and you get to be in the place, I think, and there's so many beautiful moments where great things happen, and great things can happen, and you just see these guys. I don't know, I think of like that Game 7 of the World Series last year, which was just like cinema.
Yeah.
And it's like these people are working as hard as they can. They're like operating at the highest skill level, and like still accidents happen, like things you mess things up. You can do everything right and still just not get there. I mean, I think the Blue Jays like team was absolutely phenomenal, but it's like, a couple things, a ball stuck in a thing, a guy, the one cleat on a plate, that's like comes down to that kind of stuff.
Right.
Miguel Rojas like hitting that tying home run where he's like, he said his wife told him before the game that he was gonna hit a home run, and he was like, I'm not playing. Like, how could that happen?
Right.
And he ended up doing it.
That's why she's wifey.
Like,
See, I love that. That's the kind of I need to start listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
I think.
And just like the TikTok interviews and stuff, you don't have to dig in all the way, but like even those silly ones, you find out little things about their personality where you go, oh God, this is the guy you'd bring in a fight or whatever. It's
You're like
so
man,
funny.
that is one of the greatest players I've ever seen. They definitely can't read.
For sure. And some of them you can tell, like I said, they're media trained. Some of them know they're dumb. And I go, this guy never does interviews. And you see him in an interview and you go, oh, well, we know why. Not a talker, huh? Okay, good to know.
Me play ball, me catch ball, me throw ball.
I do think being at a game is like being at a concert. It invokes the same feeling in me. When I'm at a game, I'm like, I feel so all in. It's so amazing to be around so many people who are there for the same thing. The vibe's so high. It's the fucking best.
Yeah.
I get the exact same feeling. So
And
I
baseball games those are the best social games to go to, because that's the sport that you can have a conversation and it not get interrupted too much depending on the game.
Depending on who you're with. I will shush you. I will be like, hey, it's Ohtani's the greatest player in baseball. Maybe we could not talk about your work right now. I don't know.
Yeah. Or I'm always quiet when he's up.
I could tell that you were going to say that because the look on your face, you were like, if you fucking say a fucking word.
Some people do talk.
I talk to. I do. And, it is it's a long game.
It's a long game. But you do have to be in and out. But I also liked about baseball, you can sit there, eat a hot dog, and not say shit.
Yeah.
That's what I've always loved that. I actually did grow up going to baseball games because I just like watching sports, but it's like the chilling of it all. Yeah. It's like, is this a third space? Right. I'm like, have we found sports our third space? Yeah, I love that. Especially, I think baseball in particular. Football, sometimes a slow football game is just fucking miserable.
Yeah.
That's a totally different.
And I say this as someone who I love football. Football, if you're not into the sport, is one of the worst sports to watch.
I agree, but also I think football when people aren't scoring or nothing's happening
is awful.
It's absolutely terrible.
And not even in a sense where, it's a defensive battle. Like, where just both teams suck, it's bad to watch.
Yeah.
A defensive battle is still like scoring in football is exciting.
Yeah.
And like a good defense can be exciting to watch. But when there's like no points and just both teams are bad, it's like watching your kid. It's like watching a kid play Little League where you're like, this is fun for no one.
I did feel like the last Super Bowl was a little bit tough.
No, I loved it.
I loved it too. I mean, go Hawks.
I loved it because I hate the
think,
Patriots. So.
Oh, I hate the Patriots too. I will say that. I know enough to know that. I do know enough to know that. Although I do feed into the conspiracy theory that Tom Brady's cloned. But I will say, that he's retired now. Nevertheless, I've gone really deep on Tom Brady's diet. See, this is but I will say, but it was just slow game. And also, I was like, when I saw their quarterback, I was like, he's 12.
Yeah, he's a child.
But it was like a slower game. I'm so glad the Hawks won and et cetera. But it was just because the defense is so good on the Hawks, it was like a defense versus defense situation.
Yeah.
So, basketball's great, fast paced. Soccer, I've tried to go to. I've been to one soccer game.
It's more
I went on Molly,
to see
and it still wasn't fun.
On TV.
Yeah.
I think any sport is fun to watch live. I
agree.
do feel like football makes me sad.
Really?
It's
because
probably
they get
just
hurt?
because I grew up in Texas, and so I think I've like done too many Friday Night Lights things
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, really?
Fair.
That's why I'm desensitized to it, I think.
Oh, you think it's just like part of life?
Yeah.
I do. I come from a gambling family, so I think there's that too.
Yeah.
And I also just go like, it's hard for me to cheer for though I do it in hockey for the pain part.
But the
Hockey's
CTE, they're wearing helmets in hockey.
Hockey, they're getting it too.
Yeah.
Well, because it's hockey, it's white boys, so it's just like, okay.
I also just feel like with hockey, they're like, I don't know. There's a X factor where it's like, this is basketball on skates or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like this. We're already doing something insane. The thing is moving too fast to watch.
And there's blades.
Of course, you're gonna punch somebody in the face. You're like coming out here at 35 seconds at a time or whatever. It's
never
wild.
stops being entertaining to me that the referees will literally be like, all right, duke it out for like 30 seconds.
The refs are incredible in hockey.
Yeah.
They like jump over pucks. They're like, I'm like, these guys are athletes. Umpires. Like, what are we doing? Standing there telling guys no, but like refs in hockey, you're like, all right, you're doing something.
Yeah.
I played hockey in high school.
You did?
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Me and Jessica Michelle Singleton played hockey together.
That's right.
We played ice hockey. This was Alaska.
Gosh. And you're good at it?
No. I was okay. I did learn how to skate pretty fast, and I can still skate, and I can back skate, all of that.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I like really physical sports though. Yeah, but they wouldn't let us hit as girls playing hockey.
I never like girls doing
Yeah, but so do you feel down bad about the Dodgers?
I do. The White House didn't turn me down. Didn't turn me back. I do. I feel like, and I like organize my life around them. It's very sad.
Okay.
And I think there are moments where I go like, this isn't healthy, and you need to stop. Even like I did a show, and it was like there was a headliner that I like really, really like as a comedian, and was like, would want to meet and open for and all of these things. And I was like in the green room, just like, but we're playing the Padres, like watching it on my phone and just not even acknowledging anybody. I ate
We're
shit
playing the
so
Padres
hard.
in July.
I ate shit so hard. I like didn't even like prepare because I'm just like, no, but this is like, I hate this team and I like need to watch and know what the score is. I think I've definitely like, I moved a show to like go to a game. I feel like in general it's just not, it's probably not good.
But it's helping you.
It's helping me what?
I was like, is it help? Yeah. No.
I don't think so. I don't know any part of my life that it's improving. I can't.
Oh, okay.
That. I mean,
You're getting outside.
There you go.
You're
Yeah.
getting
Getting outside.
You're leaving. Yeah, you're getting
You're getting
outside.
outside.
You're leaving your
And
house.
and I do. I think there's something important about being included in something and
Yeah.
felt like you belong or something like that. And I also do feel like it's helped me. I gained some male fans and stuff in stand up, which has been a very interesting experience too. But I think, in general, I feel like it's not. I enjoy it while I'm doing it, but then sometimes I go like, well, I have to like contribute in the Dodgers Reddit and I need to like get rewards points. And there are like things that I do where I go like, this is like another Instagram or something that you're like addicted to, and it's very sick.
At least it's not cocaine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the sentence,
Dodgers.
I have to contribute to the Dodgers Reddit.
There you go.
I'm gonna go look through. I'm gonna see if I can tell who's Lisa and like our Dodger.
I'm not hiding. Okay. Yeah, I know. You know who it is.
Okay,
I'm not hiding in there.
Full picture, actual name, everything.
That is the last thing I'll say is that is so the letting the sports. Like, that's the ultimate thing of being down bad about sports is letting the sport, the game, ruin your day.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit more involved than ruining my day, but I do think
You're like, it ruins my week.
I do think there are, I like looked it up one time too, like how do you know if you're like a big fan of something? And it was like you have like superstitions about the thing. You like believe certain things about the thing, and you believe that you're in control partially.
Yep.
And I definitely have that where I go like, well, if I wear this jersey, they're gonna win or they're gonna lose, or I have to like, do all of my postseason games have to go to SNLA if I'm in the stadium. Like there's certain things that I have to do, and it's like, no, you have a mental illness for this.
Yeah.
This isn't. You're not in control of whether this guy hits or pitches well tonight.
The first year the Seahawks won the Super Bowl was the year I moved there, and I was like, wow, this is because of me. Had never been a fan, so maybe that could happen on low levels too.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, this is where I'm meant to be.
Right.
I was a Bucks fan before that, but
A Bucks fan?
Buccaneers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'm
the
aware.
Buccaneers.
I didn't know.
You grew up in Texas and then Alaska. How?
My dad's from Florida. You know this.
That's
He lives
right.
there.
That's right.
When the
That's
Bucks
right.
won, we had a fucking case of Bucks memorabilia, and I was like,
Sounds like you're describing my house.
"Yeah, do you have Dodger memorabilia?
Oh yeah. We have.
Do you have a case?
We have stuff.
Okay,
We don't have a case. We have stuff.
Yeah, stop trying to blow up the
Yeah.
spot.
I'm curious. Yeah,
We have stuff.
your
It's
bed
it's a it's
headboard
just
is
a shelf.
go Dodgers on it.
It's just a shelf.
It's a
like-
replication of the Dodgers sign at the stadium. I was gonna say for superstitions, it's funny that men will make fun of women for astrology, and then you hear them describe their sports superstitions. Like mine is very much like, for example, if the game starts and I'm not already wearing memorabilia, I won't wear it for the rest of the game. And vice versa. If I'm wearing it, I won't take it off. I won't change. When I was in Seattle, there was an Eagles bar, and every time I would go to this Eagles bar, they would lose. So I would force myself. I would never watch a game in public ever. I would always watch it at home, because one time I went to the Eagles bar, they were losing, and then I was like, well, fuck it. If I'm going to be sad, I'm going to be sad at home. And then I left, and as I was leaving, they started winning the game, and by the time I got home, they won. So that cemented I can't watch it. And there's an Eagles bar in Highland Park, and I refused to go. And then my girlfriend was like, let's go. If they lose, it's my fault. And
No, she can't do that.
Every game that I watched with her, whether it was at home or at the bar, they won. And there was one game where she watched and they lost, but then she left halfway through the game and they lost. So she has a good. They've lost a couple with her, but she has a good record. So a part of me, my brother and I are both like, you have to watch every game with me. Like this is not even a discussion. Like,
wow.
I think these are all valid things. My one question is, you won't change even if they're losing?
I won't change even if they're losing.
Wow. Now that one I don't understand. I immediately go, they're losing, take the jersey off. If it's getting bad, add a hat, put on sunglasses.
I'm probably the biggest masochist. Like I will keep it on, and like even they could be losing by 30. I will watch it until the final minute.
But you won't put on anything, even.
I won't put on anything. I won't take off anything.
Interesting. Okay.
I will sit there and just be. I'm the worst kind of sports fan. When my team is losing, I don't yell. I don't break shit. I don't do any of that. I just get real quiet, and it bums out everybody.
See, this is a football fan. Baseball. Losing is part of the season. So it doesn't matter as much. Yeah, there's so many games. And so I think that is part of why I love baseball too, because like heartbreak is part of it.
Yeah.
And so I think, and you have to watch people recover, and that's life. You have to learn how to get back up. And so I think, and that again, where I go, he's sad, don't pile on, you know, he has to play tomorrow. Cheer for him.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's like one player specifically on the team that everybody hates that I love and I cheer really loud for because he's hot. And my husband like hates it, you know, because he's always just like, what, you just like him because he's hot? I'm like, he's on our team. What are you gonna do? He's gonna pitch tomorrow.
It would be different if he was a player of a different team.
Do you want him to lose? Right. He's on our team. Cheer for him.
Yeah, and he just happens to be hot.
He's very hot. And, you know, and I'm sorry. And yes, I am in his Instagram DMs. And I am wishing him happy birthday.
And when he messages me back, I'm leaving you.
100%.
I don't know if y'all have convinced me to more so become a sports fan or not. It sounds fun. I feel like I could very easily fall down this
If you're going to become one, join a winning team.
Well, I am Dodgers now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I am Dodgers, so that's a good start.
There's always something to do. I think that's very, you know, that's what's very nice about it. Even, you know, nights that I stay home to watch the game, that feels like a very personal part of my life and a space where I get to be myself and like, you know, just be the grossest version of like scrolling on TikTok Dodger stuff while watching Dodgers, while like the whole thing and having that. And I think sometimes feeling comforted in the fact that there are, you know, there aren't as many live art things as there used to be because we don't have television like we used to, where it would be like we're all watching Game of Thrones at the same time or whatever. And so there is some community in being like, thousands of people are watching this together. A lot of people care about this thing.
That was a big, like, live tweeting sports was a big, what really got me into sports was just like literally what you're saying, where we're all like, as much as there's a million things happening in the world right now, we're all like experiencing this together at the same time, which is like really beautiful if you think about it.
Yeah, I need community. Go Dodgers.
That's what I'm talking about.
I need to find a new football. Oh, well, I'm still Hawks at the end of the day. I'm still with the Hawks. Yeah. I loved when the coach said mob ties when they won the Super Bowl. I was like, that's so funny to me. It's the little things for me. Yeah. Okay.
And I like when they play playoff games, when they win series and stuff, and they do the whole spilling beer on each other in the locker room, and that, you know, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I did like that. I like that.
Shirts off, you know, what else am I gonna do? It's, you know,
I like when their shirts.
My husband's at work. What do you want me to do? Sit home and twiddle my thumbs.
Twiddle something. I will say them winning, like being in a town after a big win is the fucking. Yeah. I was like, we needed this. Yeah. Absolutely.
The Sixers beat the Boston Celtics for the first time since 1982, and those few days before they started losing to the New York Knicks, you could have came up to me. I've never even heard the word depression. Like, I don't know what that is. Yeah. And then now they're losing again, so now I'm all about it. But
I loved KG. Kevin Garnett.
Oh.
Back in the day. Anyway, sorry.
Sorry, you're a bigger fan than me.
No, I'm the Celtics. So I'm just saying.
Kevin Garnett, he's been retired for like a long time.
I know, but I loved him in Uncut Gems too. Okay, so then I was like, oh my God.
Oh, I'm sorry, but referring to Kevin Garnett, the actor from Uncut Gems.
I know he was the player. I liked him as the player first. Then he was Uncut Gems. When an athlete shows up in a movie, I'm like, my God. Yeah. I love when any athlete shows up in a movie.
Yeah, because when they actually can act, it's really impressive.
Yeah, it's fun.
They never can.
Yeah, they never can. They rarely can.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
It's fun.
I thought Kevin was good.
I haven't seen Uncut Gems, so I can't.
Oh, you shouldn't watch that. Your anxiety's too high.
Yeah, that's why I haven't watched it. People have told me it's just like like just an anxiety fest, and I'm like, that doesn't sound fun.
It didn't make the drama made me more anxious than Uncut Gems, but I will say,
I feel like you'd like it. I don't know why. I just think that sometimes it's nice to displace your anxiety onto a character.
oh, you know what?
Okay.
You should watch that this weekend.
Yeah. I think I might get high and watch it.
I don't know what it is.
We did not recommend drugs.
Whoa. Have a beer and watch it. Let's go down.
All right. Well, we end every episode with something we refuse to be down bad about. So we can start with you if you're ready, but we can go whoever's ready first. What are we refusing to be down bad about this week?
I think crowd work is probably my one that comes to mind the quickest.
Yeah.
We have to stop this. This is a skill for when things are not going well. Yeah, I think, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't find it helpful to the art form.
Not everybody's good at it.
I'm not good at it. So
I
that's
like
probably
it,
why.
but I hate that it's become the first instinct for people.
Yeah, I also think there is something about having the camera and making this person engage with you.
Yep.
Because your desire to, make your career a little bit shinier or something.
Right.
I find it disgusting. Like, to do that to someone. I think it's different when somebody yells something out at you,
right.
or if there are, moments that happen organically or something that and you go, you're a veterinarian and it's fun. But I find that when people are
forcing it on a woman who won't change her expression the whole time.
Right.
Specific video. Yeah.
Yes. And I think also just this idea that this is the way we have to do things because we don't want to burn our material. And so we have to like kind of do these off the cuff moments or like have these things in order to post them because art is free on the internet for some reason, and that's more important than having actually fun in the room now.
Right.
Oof.
That's so.
Force snap. That was my force snap. I love that one. Chris, what about you?
I'm gonna stay on this on the sports topic. I'm not gonna be down bad about the Philadelphia 76ers. Long TED Talk short. The owner is on the Epstein list. The president is a piece of shit who traded one of our best young players for basically peanuts. And I have to spend another year of one of my favorite players of all time not experiencing a conference finals. So I'm going to do my best to just remember that this does not affect my day-to-day. And I don't know these people. And it's going to be fine. And it's just a game. It's just a game. But if I ever find Daryl Morey or Josh Harris in the fucking streets, I am going to do things to you that if I were to say on tape, it will get me in trouble. But I'm not going to be down bad.
I love it.
I'm not going to be down bad. Quincy?
I'll stay on the sports mode. I won't be down bad about the fact that I didn't look up getting tickets to a Lakers game until way too late in the season.
Classic mistake.
A classic. I was
mistake.
like, oh my God, I gotta see the Lakers this year. One, that's a money team. I should have looked way earlier. And what the fuck? So next year,
You ask a Clippers fan why they're Clippers fans because that's all they can afford.
Yeah. So next year, I really wanted to go to a Kings game too. I missed that, but yeah, I did want to see the Lakers this year.
We'll go to the Kings next year.
Okay.
Kings games are fun.
Yeah.
Hockey's great. Hockey's a really fun time.
It's a great time.
Lisa, if people like the things you say and the way you say it, how can they follow you online?
Oh my gosh, you should go to my OnlyFans first because that's where the money is.
Literally.
Yeah, and then after that, maybe Instagram. Lisa Chanoux on Instagram. What else?
What are you on OnlyFans?
You'll find me.
We'll share the link tree.
It's like
You did LMAO
or whatever. No, it's something else.
Big titty Dodger fan.
You'll find me.
6969.
Search Lisa Chanoux, you'll find me. And I like to make them work for it a little.
Yeah, that's real.
What else? I host a weekly show Sundays at 8:00.
Yes.
Chatterbox Comedy Night, and
Oh,
I'd love
yeah.
for you to come by.
Yes, Chris.
Both done
At
the
Chris
show.
Mejia Comedy on Instagram and TikTok. At Topher Mejia on Twitter and Twitch.
At Quincy Yeoman on the platforms I'm on. And like this episode, subscribe, all of the things, rate, review. We missed that part this time.
Yes, we did.
But yeah, leave us a review. Nothing less than 3 stars. Other than that, come to me directly, not Chris. Give Chris your address and then I'll come to you. Yeah, and until next time, stay curious.
Stay up.